Gregory McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Bryan are currently on trial for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. The three men are accused of following Arbery as he was jogging and shooting him as he tried to get away from them. Hey everybody, welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. I'm Christy Brower here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey Katie.
Hello, how's it
How's it
going?
going?
It's so good here. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful here, you guys. We should have
It
snow
is.
on the ground by now, but we don't, and we don't
Yeah.
hate it. But I had to go, well, had to. I got to go, or I went with my husband today on some of his work, and we ended up way up into the Grand Tetons, not far from where Gabby was found, up in that area. And
Oh,
it is
Gabby Petito, yeah.
absolutely stunning up there. There's no snow. It's so crazy.
Oh, wow, that is
But yeah,
crazy.
beautiful day. Wow.
Wonderful. I know this fall weather is gorgeous. I am appreciating it very much as well.
Yeah.
Well, before we get started, we are going to be talking about the McMichael's Bryan trial, which is the trial for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. We're going to be
Yeah.
talking about some things that are going on with that trial here in just a moment. But before we do that, we do need to have a word from our sponsor. So,
Yes.
Katie, take it away.
Okay. Support for True Crime Paranormal has been brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in below the waist grooming and hygiene. Manscaped has just launched their fourth generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. Yes, the Lawnmower 4.0. Make sure your man joins the 2 million men worldwide who already trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code TrueCrimeParanormal at
Wait, wait, wait,
manscaped.com.
wait, 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 wait. I have composed a poem.
Oh dear.
There once was a man from Nantucket. Just kidding. Shaving your balls can be dicey. Quality razors are pricey. The answer is simple. It's like popping a pimple. Type in the code and get the Lawnmower 4.0 E. Limericks are hard.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code TrueCrimeParanormal at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code TrueCrimeParanormal. Experience premium grooming with Manscaped.
There you have it.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you joined in the middle of that, you might be like, if you're, we're streaming live right now on TikTok, which is a new thing we're doing while we record our shows. And, if you just showed up, you might be asking, what the hell is going on here? But that was a word from one of our sponsors, and so we could
Yes,
take a
it was.
moment for that. However, we have some stuff to talk about here.
Yeah.
So the story behind the death of Ahmaud Arbery is pretty well known at this point. I mean, there's been a lot of press about it.
Hmm.
Ahmaud was, of course, jogging through his neighborhood when he was murdered by three men who appeared. Initially, they really got away with it without
Yeah.
hardly getting any attention at all. And there
Hmm.
definitely was, the older McMichael. This is McMichael, and Bryan. Okay, these are the three defendants. The older man had been a police officer, and because of that, was receiving some preferential treatment from the prosecutor's office, just from the people, the higher ups who should in fact be the people who are, investigating murder.
Yeah.
Because to call this anything but murder is simply just ridiculous. All right.
Yeah.
So Gregory McMichael, his 35-year-old son Travis McMichael, and their neighbor William Bryan are on trial right now for his death,
Hmm.
for Ahmaud's murder. This turned out to actually be a murder that was caught on video, but nobody knew it was caught on video for the first couple of months that it
Right.
occurred. And I think that that's one of the big takeaways from this situation, just like the George Floyd situation, that there is a balance of power shift happening
Hmm.
in our legal system right now because we can record such things, right?
Right.
Um, so the trial is happening. They have claimed, the defendants have claimed that they are not guilty. Let me tell you what their defense is, because this, I've wondered what their defense would be considering
Hmm.
there's a video, right? They are claiming that they are not guilty based on an old law in Georgia
Right.
that basically gave them the right to attempt a citizen's arrest if they thought this person had committed a crime or was in the process of committing a crime.
Right.
So this all happened on February 23rd of 2020. It was about 1 p.m. or shortly after. He was jogging, Ahmaud was jogging in his own neighborhood, which is something he was known to do.
Yeah.
Apparently, there had been a 911 call made by someone who said they saw a black man inside a house that was under construction on the McMichael's block. We know now that that actually was Ahmaud Arbery, but he didn't do anything. He was just looking at the
Yeah.
construction. He didn't actually steal anything. He didn't harm anything. He just was there.
Hmm.
So Gregory McMichael and his son Travis see Ahmaud running, as you do when you're jogging. They make an assumption that he has done something illegal. Boy, have we heard that before.
Yeah.
A black man must, if he's jogging by, he must have committed a crime, right? That's really their thinking,
Right.
which, goes so deeply into their own racism and into our country's racism. It is horrifying.
Yeah.
They chased him down. A neighbor, William Bryan, who they didn't actually know each other. He just saw them running. He saw Ahmaud Arbery running and them coming at him with their pickup and assumed he had done something bad. Again,
Hmm.
unbelievable, not unbelievable racism, but sickening racism. I want to say unbelievable, but it's not unbelievable. It's just horrifying.
Yeah.
So they confront him. And in confronting him, they say initially that Arbery attacked Travis McMichael.
Hmm.
We don't actually know if that's the truth or not. What we do know is these morons all had guns,
Right.
and Ahmaud was just running. In the video, you do see him run around the side of the truck and then back like he's heading forward. There are
Hmm.
3 shots fired, and he goes down, and he's dead.
Yeah.
Um, Horrifying, right?
Yeah.
Well, their defense is that they were trying to talk to him with their guns. Sorry if my eye rolls are big, but this just, I
Right.
mean, what the hell?
Speeding down the street with their guns, screaming at him, trying
Yeah,
to talk to him. And of course,
yeah,
apparently he was supposed to just be amicable to that. Yeah.
right. Who wouldn't run? Who would not
Right.
run and get the hell out of there, right?
Totally.
So they're claiming that they were within their rights to pursue what they refer to as a burglary suspect and cited a state law that says a private person may arrest an offender if the offense is committed in his presence or within his immediate knowledge. None of that's true because they
Right.
didn't have any immediate knowledge other than he was just black man jogging, right?
Right.
Ugh. Anyway, this is the law they're trying to cite. This is a law that
And also, can we just affirm that it doesn't matter if he walked into that construction site or not. That's not an offense that is punishable by death.
no, none of this was. And hello, these people had no right to
Right.
address him at all.
No, none.
This is a law that's been on the books in Georgia since the Civil War.
Hmm.
It has since been amended because it's got a lot of flaws, as we can see.
Yeah.
So then they say that's why they were, trying to stop him to speak to him because, of course, white people are forever thinking that they have the right to be policing whatever black people do.
Hmm.
Then they say that Mr. Arbery attacked Travis McMichael,
Hmm.
the guy with the gun. So
Hmm.
sure, yeah, whatever. And that he was allowed to use deadly force to protect himself. Sure, because he thought his life was at risk when Ahmaud Arbery had nothing but his fists and he had a gun. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But this is the straight face defense that they are using.
Yeah.
But what I really wanted to bring up, I mean, we all know what's going on here. It's not like it's a
Right.
big surprise or anything about what happened in this case. But I want to talk about what happened last Friday in the courtroom and what has
Hmm.
happened since then. Because this, first of all, I'm grateful to this judge, way better judge than the
Rittenhouse. Holy
Kyle
hell.
Rittenhouse
Yeah.
case. What an asshole. Um, okay, so here's what happened last week on Friday. The attorney for William Bryan was angry that civil rights icons were sitting in the courtroom.
Hmm.
That civil rights icon being the Reverend Al Sharpton,
Yeah.
was sitting with the Ahmaud Arbery family,
Hmm.
which they should be able to have anybody they goddamn well please sit with them.
Right.
But
And
he said,
certainly clergy.
right? Uh, so what the attorney said, this is attorney Kevin Go, and he can go away as far as I'm concerned. Um,
Ironic
he
name.
said
Got it.
he said that Reverend Al Sharpton was creating an unfair trial for him to be present.
Wow.
Because until then, no one had thought that this case had something to do with racism.
Right.
Are you effing kidding me? Okay.
Hmm.
So, and this was Thursday, sorry. He also argued that the Reverend Jesse Jackson should be removed from the courthouse.
Yeah.
Although I don't think he's actually been there yet. He was going to be there this week, and it was Al Sharpton that was going to be there last week.
Hmm.
Anyway, what
He
happened is
said
that
that we don't need any more black reverends in here.
yes, that's what he
Yeah.
said. Racist bullshit
Yeah.
that should not have been allowed.
No.
And the other two attorneys joined him in this, and they did file a motion with the judge saying, that black pastors and civil rights icons should not be allowed to be in the trial. This judge, thank you, Judge Timothy Walmsley, for
Hmm.
being a rational, decent human. He said he found his Go's comments, to be reprehensible,
Hmm.
suggesting those statements may have prompted more civil rights figures to show up, right?
Well, sure.
Yeah. The judge also said, you need to understand, everybody, that your words in this courtroom have an impact on a lot of what's going on, Walmsley said. So that's all been smacked down, and they will
Yeah.
continue to go forward with this trial. Um, but honestly, this part of it has just brought me to a space of just being speechless.
Mm-hmm.
This is how sick these people are. This is how sick these white people are. I'm so tired of white people. Are you tired of white people? I'm tired of white people. I am a white person, but this stuff
Mm-hmm.
just, oh my God,
We are sick of us. Yeah.
yes, this shit with that this happened at all.
Well, yeah.
And now that these attorneys think that they can say this racist shit
Mm-hmm.
during this trial and
Mm-hmm.
try to bar black leaders from being present,
Yeah.
are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
So the problem is that the law about doing a citizen's arrest has been changed,
Mm-hmm.
was after this case. Also, Georgia now has a hate crime law.
Yeah.
Also happened after this case.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Fortunately, these three defendants are also charged with a federal hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be good news.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know how you can, with a straight face, say that your clients were trying to do a citizen's arrest with their guns out, and then they killed the person they were trying to arrest, and now they are the victims. That
Mm-hmm.
this is so classic
Yeah.
white fragility. It is just
Mm-hmm.
shocking to me.
Well, any more
Ahmaud
shocking than the
Arbery,
fact that they weren't even charged for months
2 months,
and never would have been had a video not surfaced?
right? Right around the time that that Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
and that video came about, is when this case caught a bunch of
Got steam.
attention, and
Yeah.
that's when that video came out as well.
Yeah.
Really changed everything up, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
But
look
I
what's
don't
come
know.
from it, honestly. The hate crime
Mhm.
bill in Georgia, that's huge for
It
Georgia,
is.
as well as
It
changing this stupid ass old rule that is somehow giving people what they think is permission to do things like this.
right. Come
Those
on.
are big and positive changes moving forward, but it's really unfortunate that Ahmaud Arbery got to lose his life for it.
It's awful. And
Yeah.
and I don't care what these attorneys say. These men would have committed this crime whether that hate crime bill
Oh,
existed or whether that citizens arrest bill existed or
yeah,
not. You know,
100%.
they
100%.
really felt that they had the right to go run a total stranger down and make a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of assumptions about that person and ultimately kill them, and then turn
Mm-hmm.
around and make them the victims because they were just trying to do
Mm-hmm.
the right thing. It's so
Yeah.
sickening. And I know we've all heard it a million times. And I'm just so sick of us. I'm so sick of white people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sick of our criminal justice system. I'm so sick of this racism.
Mm-hmm.
It has to stop. It
It,
has to
it
stop.
has to get better. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we're going that direction. I do. I feel like that's where we're trending. But some cases like this have to happen. We have to
They
get these
do.
out in the open. We have to, this and George Floyd and others, we have to get these out in the open, as painful as they are,
We
to
do.
start countering some of this stuff.
Yeah, most definitely. Because the thing that is the most ridiculous about all of this is that these attorneys filed for a mistrial because of the presence of civil rights icons, famous black pastors being in the
Hmm.
courtroom.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
if the tables were turned on this case?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It
So
would have never even been considered. It would have certainly never been said.
no, no, never would have been said at all. And I know I'm probably up on my, I may be preaching tonight, but I find this so horrifying.
Hmm.
The whole thing is horrifying. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I just decided, holy shit, this is terrible.
Right.
No, it's been
No.
terrible all along, and it's so much
Hmm.
worse now that in this moment, these attorneys, not just the defendants, but
Right.
their attorneys
Or we're that
felt that
emboldened.
this behavior was okay in the courtroom.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. And we're emboldened enough to say it without
Yeah.
even flinching.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm very grateful for the judge in the Ahmaud Arbery case. I feel like he is doing his due diligence, and thank God he is, because
Yep.
if again, if they had the Rittenhouse judge, we'd be in trouble,
I
But
know. I know. It's true. And so this case, this trial isn't over, and so we will continue to talk about it as we go along. But
oh yeah.
this was something I really wanted to highlight because as true crimers, you
Hmm.
know, I think for all of us, we are looking for some kind of justice in these situations.
Definitely.
And
Definitely. Well, look, in
boy,
this case, in the case that just is going on right now in Washington with the father that's being charged with first-degree murder for murdering, he claims, for murdering his daughter's boyfriend because the boyfriend sold her into sex trafficking a year
right,
ago. And supposedly he went to Seattle and rescued her and came back to, where they live and in Spokane and murdered him. And he hid him in a car for a year and he's just been arrested. And all these people are celebrating him, right? That he defended his daughter. That's what you should do. There
right.
is no evidence to support what he's saying. None. The
No,
police were never involved at the time that he decided that he was just going to kill this kid. And then you look at this case, you look at the Rittenhouse case, you look at others and go, is this the America you really want to live in? Is
right,
the America you want to live in the one where your neighbor can pull a gun on you, can
right.
shoot you because they don't like what you're doing, or strangers walking down the street? I mean, come on. This is not the rule of law. It's not what the founding
No,
fathers had in mind for us. And if, I'm kind of amazed by people who, are really claim to support the Constitution who also seem to be okay with this kind of stuff. Like,
right.
you can't have it both ways. You
No,
can't. But to me, as a true crimer, somebody who is constantly diving into these crimes and talking to families and witnessing some of the stuff that we have seen and the stuff that we are covering, that's not the America I want to live in. It is
no.
not. It's not the world I want to live in, where the
Mm,
rule of law is however whatever people interpret it to be in the moment and
right,
get to do whatever they want.
right.
No.
No, no, because everybody loses in a situation like that. And
Yeah.
you know what? Our criminal justice system is not in great shape. We know that.
Hmm.
However, we can't just start going around it either.
No.
We have to fix it. But vigilantism is never, ever the answer.
No. No. And our courts can't
Ahmaud
allow it.
Arbery is 100% innocent of anything
Yeah.
other than jogging through his neighborhood
Yeah.
and
He
being
did
murdered for that.
nothing. But I'll tell you what, as true crimers, something that we have seen bazillions of times is that so frequently the victim uh, becomes gets all villainized after they die. How
Yes.
many times have we heard this? Oh, wow. I mean, they were a bad guy anyway. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
The rule
matter.
of law applies.
Yeah. We don't kill people. We're
No,
not allowed that in this
no.
country. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I
I'm
agree.
with you. And yeah, the stuff that we heard last week out of that, their attorney out of that case was just really shocking and frustrating. And I agree.
Just
It needs to be countered by everyone.
yeah. We need to be aware when these things happen. I feel like we can't just put our heads in the sand and be like, I'm so tired of this shit. I just cannot. No, we have to be aware and recognize, where the problems are. We can't change them. because
Right.
these are white people problems. We
Mm-hmm.
have to change them as white people.
Mm-hmm.
Never, ever should this have been okay, ever.
No.
And I love how the judge handled it.
Yeah.
But those attorneys, where are their ethics? You know,
Right.
where are their ethics?
Where are their ethics and who is policing their behavior here? Because
Right.
that should have never been spoken. That should have never
No,
happened. Yeah.
no, I know. Sickening, sickening.
Yeah.
Well,
But lots of trials going on this week. Wow.
so
We
many.
are keeping an eye on Rittenhouse. We've never covered the Rittenhouse fiasco. We probably won't, to be honest, except
No,
for some updates. I
I
mean,
don't
the
want to.
jury is deliberating currently on that
I don't
one.
want to give that fool any more attention. To be
Me
perfectly
neither.
honest.
I'm done with it. But that is going on. Of course, to yesterday was the beginning opening arguments for
Billy Shamir.
yeah, Billy Shamir, and boy, they dove right in.
They sure did. They got right to the video of the 93-year-old victim who survived,
Hmm.
who ultimately solved this entire case for them. She passed
Yeah.
away before the actual trial could begin. And so
Hmm.
she testified by video, which I thought was awesome.
Yep. She was already
Day one.
deposed. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. They already played. I was amazed that they played that today. Interesting too that the defense waived their right to make an opening statement. Now they can still make an opening statement when they start their portion of their
right,
witness list, but they
right,
waived it today. Well, which may not be too surprising considering that Shamir Mir's lead attorney was arrested on Friday and was not in court today
right.
for soliciting a prostitute. So he's got they have some prosecute or some defense attorney shifting around going on. So I wondered if that was why they did that. But
Might
anyway, the
be,
Shamir
might
Mir,
be.
we're going to continue to watch that. We'll bring more footage of that to you guys for sure. Very, very interesting. But also, jury selection began today for Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yes, yeah. So we have a lot going on. We will keep you
Yeah.
posted on all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we call, this is our Tuesday case.
Yes.
If you're watching this live in TikTok, you know it is not Tuesday. But we're just going to start live streaming when we record our shows,
Yeah.
and just something new we're giving a shot. But we will be back on Wednesday with another case. We'll be back
Mm-hmm.
on Wednesday night with our live stream case updates. That is 7 p.m. Mountain. It will
Mm-hmm.
be on live streamed on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok.
Yep.
And we look forward to that. We'll be sharing updates with you about all different kinds of cases.
Yep.
And then Thursday night at 7 p.m. Mountain is also the Psychic Hour.
Yep.
So we have lots left to go this week.
Yeah.
So be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Check us out over on any podcast app. You can see all of our previous stuff. If you're new to us, be sure to like, subscribe, follow. We're just
All
growing
the
like
stuff.
crazy right now, and
Yeah.
we're expanding to some new platforms. That's what we're doing here on YouTube tonight. And so we are on TikTok. Too many platforms to remember the names of all of them. So yeah, we're going to do our best to integrate all of you into all of that.
Yeah.
So
Lots
we
of big
appreciate
work. Yep.
all of you being here, and you guys know it. We are True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Thanks for being here.
Take care.